What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Trina, and you are listening to Let's Just Enjoy This. And on today's episode, we're kicking it off with the homie Zane. Say what's up, Zane.
What up, you guys?
Zane's back for the second time. Today's episode, we're going to talk about the Austin Marathon. This was our first marathon, and we did it together in Austin, Texas. So we're going to break it down, talk about all the things that happened. So sit back, relax, and let's just enjoy this. Okay, so Austin, motherfucking Texas. Dude, okay, so the marathon started at 7 a.m.
Yeah,
downtown on South Congress, right?
yeah.
Yeah, South Congress. And you showed up at like 6:57.
Yeah, right before. And I've done this for all of the races, which is like 4 or 5 in total, but I've done this for all of them. And I tell myself every time I'm going to be 45 minutes early so I can stretch out, I can warm up. And no, the Austin Half Marathon back in January, I showed up because I forgot my bib at the house.
Oh my gosh.
So I showed up like 3 minutes before it started, didn't get a stretch at all, and then went and, pushed for a PR.
You know what's funny about that? When we were waiting, so it would kind of, for us, I went with Mike and his buddy, I already forgot his name, but Dree dropped us off. So it was easy.
Yeah.
So then I just followed them. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. Mike's done like 5 of these. So I was like, whatever he does, I'm just going to go. And then there was like the sections of where you start, which didn't make sense to me, but I just knew I was in D and Mike was in A and the other guy was in B. And then Kevin showed up and he was in C.
Yeah.
So I was like, everyone's going to be separate. That's fine. I did most of my training by myself. So I was cool with that. But then Kevin just walked with me to D and he was like, I think I'm just going to start with you. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to do this alone. And then you were like, where are you guys at? And then you like showed up like right before, but it was funny because we were standing there and everyone was just waiting to go and no one was stretching. I was like, so we're just going to run 26 miles, no warm up.
Yeah, we were
That's what's about
this.
to happen. Yeah. Which was crazy because like I've been using the run-up program the whole time I've been training. And there's like, depending on the run, it's either like 2.5 or 7 minutes of a warm-up. And I just follow whatever's on the app.
Yeah.
And this time I was like, so we just go for 26 miles. This is normal.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. And yeah, I mean, every time I feel like I'm going to feel so much better when I do get the chance to go and warm up. Like I even told myself I would go and like do like a quick like half-mile jog just to get the legs going and stuff. And just, I haven't been able to make it on time.
Also, you stuck with me the whole marathon. Was there a moment where you were like, I'm just going to stay? Or like, because we didn't talk about it.
No, we didn't. We didn't.
You were just there. And that when that first like trigger went off and you started going, you were going really fast. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I know better. I will literally burn out. And then you like came back and I was like, wait, is he staying with me? And you never left me.
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't like going into it. I knew that I had the flu for like 10 days a week before this, like 4 or 5 days before this. And then I had a calf strain 2 weeks before getting the flu. So my training was just completely off. And I was just like, all right, if I push myself, I'm going to injure myself. So, and I also just wanted to have fun. I got told about how amazing the crowd is, all the, people supporting each other and stuff. And it was true. I mean, it was the coolest thing for me to experience because before this, I've only done, the 2 ultras, which ultras are outdoors. And, you don't see somebody for 4 or 5 miles.
Yeah, I kind of wondered what your experience was like. Because ultras is like trails and not a lot of fans,
like
I would assume. Trails.
Yeah, like there's like 1 spot or maybe 2 at different aid stations. For the shorter ultras I've only done the 31-mile ultra. I'm not out to a 100-mile ultra yet, End of this year, December. That
really?
Is my goal for this year.
Oh my gosh, let's go.
To do a 100-mile.
All right. We'll have to circle back on that one.
Yeah, but I really, didn't plan for it. But then once we started running and stuff, I was just like, I just want to enjoy this. Like, I just want to enjoy this marathon. And, running at your pace, I knew I was talking a lot. And I was hoping that you didn't feel like you needed to talk back to me.
Yeah.
Because me running at that pace, like I can because it's more of zone 2 for me. And it worked out perfect. Like I had the best time. Like I did not think it would be that much fun to run a marathon.
Let's go. Okay. That makes me happy. I definitely want to, like, as I was running, I was thinking next year I'm doing 13 miles. Like, I'm just going to do the half.
Yeah.
But now that I'm like a week after, I'm like, nah, I think I definitely want to do the full again. I got to redeem myself.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, definitely.
like, I didn't realize until like we had compiled all of our footage together and you were like taking the clips of mile 1, mile 4, mile 5.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even remember you doing, I mean, I remember you taking them, but I don't remember the times.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, we were actually doing really well for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was like almost 13 miles when my knee was really like starting to ache pretty bad.
Yeah, I think it was around because I just got done telling you that at mile 16 is when people have that, like, should I just quit or should I
Yeah.
keep going moment. And, that's just from me reading on it.
Yeah.
I experienced it in the ultras I did. And like at mile 16, 17 is when I got slapped with all those just negative thoughts of like, why are you out here? Why are you doing this?
Yep.
You don't have to, you could literally walk. You don't
Yep.
have to, you can drive home. You can, be chilling on the couch. It's a Saturday, it's a Sunday, whatever it is.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it definitely, I didn't expect it to go the way it did, but
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I was, so for me, my training, I did the Run app and I did like a 19-week program.
Yeah.
Like, cause when I started, it was 19 weeks to the marathon.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a dedicated program, but, once the whole family got the flu, I didn't work out, strength, running, or anything for 14 days. And instead of telling the app that I was injured or modifying it or just going in easily, I immediately was like, well, I have to kick back up to an 18-mile run. And I haven't ran for 14 days. And when I got to mile 15, that was when my knee started hurting. And ever since that stupid run, my knee was hurting.
Yeah.
So then I had this like fear over me that I was like battling until the day of the marathon where it was like, it just consumed me because it was like, now I have to worry about my knee, my stupid knee, my knee.
Yeah.
But I felt like my endurance and everything was great. Like when I look at the marathon and I go back and look at my heart rate, I was like at like a 150 to 156 almost the whole race.
Yeah, which is perfect.
Yeah, and I looked at Mike's stats. I don't know if you saw his.
185 was the average heart
Dude
rate.
ran 26 miles, the average 186 or something.
Yeah.
Insane, like cooking. And I'm like, so I definitely had way more juice in me to where like I felt great.
Yeah.
It was just my freaking knee.
Yeah.
Like it literally got to a point where like it was like bowing out. But then once we would stop at the rest stop, what is it called? The hydration station. Yeah, thank you. They had those like every mile. And once we started like stopping at all of them and drinking. And then I wouldn't be able to like bend my knee anymore. And I was like, dude, I cannot. I've never experienced it before. It was like my brain and my knee were no longer talking and I could not get it. Like it wasn't even that the pain was preventing me at first. It was literally like it wouldn't bend.
Yeah, it was just so stiff.
Yeah, it was insane. And then like you were like talking to me and sometimes it was just like going in one ear and out the other because I was like, I can't bend it. But I still never was like, I have to quit. I never thought about quitting. Yeah. There was like, I think a moment at mile 18. I think it was like we were going down a hill. Oh yeah, when you saw the dudes.
Yeah.
And we were going down the hill. I was like, I don't know if I can physically do this many more miles. Like I was like counting to the end. And then when you said that fucking hip comment that I cannot get out of my head, when you were like, dude, it's just pain. Like you just have to move your hips, like focus on your hips. And I literally felt like I was on an elliptical until the end of the race. But that's literally what changed it for me because until that moment, I was like, I don't know how to bend my knee.
Yeah. And I learned that at my first ultra because I had that calf cramp that went into my full hamstring and I literally like couldn't bend my knee at that point like you. And then I figured that just flexing my glutes and pushing my hip flexors forward and back was making my legs move. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know if this is a healthy thing to do, but it worked. And I was just like, okay, I can still get to the end of this. Yes, I'm not going to get the time I want, but it really is crazy how much that helped.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I had the time in my head too, for some reason. Like I was like, I really have to get 4:45. And I don't know why. It was just like a number that was in my head. Well, the app told me that's what I could do. Yeah. So in my head, I was like, I have to get that and I have to beat that. And then when we finished, not to compare to people, but when we finished, I saw Mike post his last 5 years And his first marathon was 5 hours and 29 minutes. And I was like, oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
I know. And
Exactly
then
5 hours and 29 minutes.
my boss was like hitting me up and he was like, how are you feeling? Blah, blah, blah. He was like, dude, that time, that's the same time I got on my first marathon. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Which is just so crazy.
I know.
I
So
didn't think about
for me,
that.
I was thinking like it was so long, but it really, I think potentially could have been average. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, for a first marathon, I think that's pretty average.
Well, and also like people were like, did you guys stop at all? And I was like, dude, I stopped at every aid station. Like I never passed one. And so then I didn't even think about that, but I'm like, that's a lot of time.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then like the amount of times that we hit the freaking power up
You were all about those power up signs.
those gave me so much dopamine. I was like, I have to hit all the power up signs. Like they really were like gels or something. I don't know.
Yeah, this reminds me. There was a point, and there was a girl, and we need to talk about all the signs.
Yes.
But there was a girl holding a sign, and I think it said, "Don't worry, you look skinny."
Oh yeah.
While running, and you turn and you're like, thanks.
Yeah.
And they all just freaked out and just started cheering and got super excited. And it was just so funny because you just like did it as like a little slide thing.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you could, their faces just lit
Yeah,
up.
no, I remember. I think I was like, oh my God, thank you.
Yeah.
And then one of them was like, you look sexy. And I was like, oh my God, you do too. And she was like, thanks.
Yeah.
No, let's just get into the signs because that shit, there was so many great signs. And then I was trying to like recap on Instagram because we didn't clip them all, obviously. Yeah. We needed the meta glasses, okay? Yeah. Should have wore those.
We both should have had them on. That would have been funny.
Meta, get the freaking sign. Yeah, no, the signs, I'm trying to think of like some of my favorites. Obviously, Mama Didn't Raise No Bitch or whatever.
That was the first one that comes to my mind because that's how
really
I got
good.
through my first ultras. I literally just kept saying over and over, which I've said it to myself forever, is just Mama Didn't Raise No Bitch. And, you know, seeing that sign fucking made me so happy.
Yeah. And then what was the bark one?
Oh, if you got that dog in you.
Oh, yeah.
And you hear that bark.
And you're like this. Whoa, 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 whoa. I was like, why is he pulling his phone out? Oh, we barking.
Yeah, we barking. Yeah. Then one that made me really laugh said, "Don't worry, sweetie. Running this marathon is easier than dating in Austin."
Yes. And I was like, damn, I bet you that's true.
Yeah, which is, you know, just so crazy that it's such a normal like thing and it's such a stigma here, but, you know, it's everywhere. And it must be true because, you know, both of me and you are with, you know, our girls from Nebraska.
Yeah, you're right.
So, you know, not really in the dating scene here in Austin, so we haven't experienced it. But
and like the amount of friends that I have that are single, that are looking for someone that I hear about, and I'm like, there's so many people looking, and for some reason, it's like there's just the disconnect. And maybe it's because there's like so many beautiful people here.
Yeah, so many beautiful people. I think also like there's so many levels to, you know, the wealth that people have. And if you mess up once, you know, people are just like on to the next bigger and better thing. Like, oh, this is the new shiny object. I'm just going to move on. I'm not going to worry about that.
I think that's plays a big part of it too. Cause like you said, I came from Nebraska with Madison, and there's so many random stupid fights that we've had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you try to compare like every great thing versus every worst thing and all those things, like some of the things that I've heard people give up about, it's like, oh, well, they made a comment about this. And I'm like, you know, some of the things my wife said to me.
Yeah.
The thought of like, I'm going to leave you now because you said something weird.
Yeah. And it seems like the most, like, from what I've heard of friends, it can be the simplest thing.
Yeah.
The simplest thing.
There's definitely some not so simple things. But
yeah. And I'm trying to think of some other signs. Those were the ones that really stood out to me.
Yeah. The tariff one, due to tariffs, you will now run 28.9 miles or something like that. And I was like, could you imagine having to do 2 more miles?
Yeah. And then it was so funny, all the ones that were like, you're almost there. And like some of them were at like mile 2. And it's just like, thanks.
And then like the other one was like, he's bad at girl math or something like that. Like the next sign over. Yeah. I'm trying to think of some other ones. But there was a ton of like the Mario power up mushroom. And I don't know why, but I was like, I have to hit this. It was like tap for power up. And I was like, got to get that.
Yeah.
before I do my gels.
You were searching for them. Like
No, I
you literally
know.
would just like dip off, and I'm like, oh, yep, there's another one of those.
There's like a
socks.
video of you like almost falling because you're trying to get the power up side. I'm like,
Yeah.
Zane, power up.
Yeah, and tripping over people and stuff.
Electrolytes. No, wait, we got to hit the power up side.
Yeah.
Dude, then let's talk nutrition because I was like on it every 30 minutes. I was gelling.
Yeah.
And I think I came with like 8 gels, like 6 non-caffeinated, 2 caffeinated.
Yeah.
How many did you have?
Well,
Before.
this was this was
Before
the
the
first
aid
marathon
station.
that I ended with more gels than I started, which is just so funny. Because yeah, my plan was to take a gel. Usually, in the beginning will be every 30 minutes, and then I'll start switching to every 20 minutes. But also with the gel, I have an 80-gram carb mixed drink,
Oh, that's
and
right.
so I had 2 of those
That's
in
right.
my Raid running belt, and so yeah, I was perfectly fine feeling with those, but then yeah, those BPN
I think it was
gels.
like there was 2 BPN stations with free gels. And I forgot that you didn't know that because I
Yeah.
knew it was, I just didn't know when,
Yeah.
but I knew there was 2 stations and you were like, oh my God, BPN gels. Just like, he grabbed like a handful
Oh yeah,
of gels.
I came home and I had like 28 gels.
But we were on like mile 9 and I was like, where are you going to put all that weight is what I'm thinking. And you're like, do you know how much these cost?
Yeah, my mind, always going back to the finances. I was like, these are $3
You're
each,
just running.
and they just gave me a
just
handful,
popping them in.
and I was just like, oh hell yes.
You like went to the first girl and grabbed some, and then like another girl was standing out there, and you were like,
I'll take all those.
I think I took one because I was like, I don't want any more weight. But you were like also drinking your water, and then
Yeah.
that was gone, so you had more room.
But I also, that belt that I have, the Raid belt, like it has pockets around the entire belt.
Yeah.
So I can fill, and that's right. I mean, I literally had
You
a
filled it
bulge.
up.
I had a bulge around my entire waist of gels. And it was so funny how many I was just pulling out when I got done with the race. I was like, this is
That's
so ridiculous.
so crazy.
I was like, I got enough for the next 2 marathons.
Dude, that's wild. Yeah, so we were gelling up. And then there was another gel station. And at that point, I was like, my goal was like caffeine at the 4th gel and then like the 7th gel or something. Like I had a whole plan.
Yeah.
And then when my knee was hurting, you were like, maybe take another gel with caffeine. And I was like, dude, send it. And I was like taking everything. Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. Okay, so the knee pain. Like a few days before the marathon, I saw this video of this guy do a half marathon. I
Yeah.
can't remember if I sent it to you. And it was like a funny one. And he was like, oh, I hate my life. This is miserable. I'm dying. And then like he started seeing all this alcohol and he
Yeah.
just started taking the alcohol. And then he was like, I am Iron Man. And he was like going and he was like invisible and like could no longer feel the pain or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like joking around with my mother-in-law and my stepfather-in-law, Mark and Tristan. I was joking around with them. I was like, dude, you guys should have shots waiting for me at the finish line. So then when I get done, I'll take some shots if I'm in pain, because I was like, my knee.
Yeah.
And then when we were running and there was like so many shots.
So many shots.
The first one was beer.
Yeah, the first one we did was beer.
And we did it together. And I was
Yeah.
like, beer, carbs. I don't know. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So we like do it. And then I'm nervous. Like, did I just make a mistake? And then I think it was your bathroom break.
Yeah.
Zay went to the bathroom 3 times
Yeah.
and just caught back up with me. But one of the bathroom breaks, there was Fireball. And I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, that was
Going on the Fireball.
Yeah, the longer bathroom break I had, and then I ran like 2 7-minute miles to catch up to you,
Which is insane.
because it was a long bathroom break, and I did not. I was like, God, am I going to be able to find Trina again? I really did not.
I
know.
stayed to the right, which was terrible for us long term
Yeah.
because it was like so slanted. And I'm like, why do we keep going over here? That's probably why my knee started hurting so fast.
Yeah, I've found that running on, because I run on the streets a lot, and it's just that slight slant will make my knee hurt, and it's
Yeah.
always my right knee. So then I'll either switch the direction that I'm running on the street, or I'll try to run down the middle of the street, which obviously isn't the safest thing
It's not, yeah.
to do. But Mom, I'm running on side streets, no main streets.
You know what's funny about that? When I was training, I did a lot of training at Lady Bird Lake.
Yeah.
Because there's people there.
Yeah.
And I was like running by myself. So I was like, I'll just be around humans. And I would be running on the right side and my knee would start hurting. And I remember telling ChatGPT, like,
Yeah.
okay, every run,
Yeah.
after the run, I would put the stats into ChatGPT and I'd
Yeah.
put how I felt into ChatGPT and I'd be like, this hurts. And I'd take a picture of it and he'd be like, that's because blah, 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 blah. And it was like, oh yeah, if you're running on a slanted pavement, blah, 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 blah. So then the next time I was like, okay, I'm going to go down this way. And why did I think I'm going to turn around and come back? But I still stayed on the right side.
Yeah.
And like halfway through, I'm like, you're so dumb.
Yeah,
You're
I've
still
done
on the
that
outside
a few
to the
times.
right.
Yeah, it's crazy just how much there's a little bit of that terrain. But yeah, back to the nutrition. What did you do before the race for did you have a meal before the race at all, or
Oh yeah,
did you
that's a good idea.
carb load?
Yeah. So I woke up at 4.
Yeah.
Which clearly didn't really sleep anyways, because when you had to wake up at 4, I don't know. For me, I'm like, am I gonna wake up? I don't normally use an alarm.
Yeah.
So knowing that I had to wake up to an alarm, which I use my Garmin, it's like a vibration thing, whatever. I woke up at 4 and immediately had a bagel with like the whipped cream cheese.
Yeah.
A banana with honey. I feel like there's one more thing. A whole thing of electrolytes. The Body Armor one that was like 2,300 milligrams, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I had some water too. And then when we got to the race, I brought a Rice Krispies treat to have like 30 minutes before. But Mike had those like nerd clusters.
Yeah.
And he was like, 5 nerd clusters is like the same as a gel. And I was like, give me them. So then I had 5 nerd clusters like right before we started.
Yeah.
What did you do?
My go-to has been about an hour and a half before the race. I'll eat 2 bananas with 3 servings of honey all over it, and I'll put some sea salt.
What's a serving of honey, like a tablespoon?
It's 21 grams, so I don't know what that measures out to, but
Sure.
I use a scale. So,
Okay.
yeah, and so I usually do that, and then like 30 minutes before, I'll just shove down some candy.
Yeah.
It's just the easiest thing to get, some carbs in, and I obviously don't feel guilty when I'm gonna eat candy and then I'm gonna run 26 miles.
It's actually like I talk about this all the time. My relationship with food has changed so much because I was on like low carb tortillas, low carb
everything.
bagels, whatever. I'm like, ooh, low carb, like
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just had that in my head. And then like stay away from sugars. And now it's like I need the Rice Krispies treat. I need the freaking Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah.
Give me the sugar. Give me the carbs. So now, like, my whole relationship is so different. And like you said, like, my marathon, according to my watch, I burned 3,000 calories. And I'm like, that's like 2.5 days of food for me normally.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that to me has been by far my favorite thing about when I started running July of last year was literally I got to, take my calories because I generally would sit around 3,200 for like maintenance calories. And then now I'm eating, 5,500 calories a day and just smashing whatever.
Yep.
And my main goal, I was scared when I got into running because I kind of followed the bodybuilding mindset where everybody talks about once you start running, you're going to lose muscle mass. Yeah. And it's, to me, I feel like it was just laziness on the bodybuilding, type of workouts is people just don't want to run.
Yeah, or just like lack of knowledge on the benefits of it.
Yeah, and so then, through research and just talking to, friends in the industry and stuff, I was just like, if I eat enough, though, there's no reason that I'm going to burn muscle off.
Yeah.
And I started running last July, and I have not lost any muscle. I've gained quite a bit of muscle, and I've, gotten to the point where I'm running ultras and stuff. And that was like my main goal. I got down to about 215. And then I was like, I want to stay between 215 and 220. But with all this running I'm doing, I was like, I don't know if that's going to happen. Am I going to start dropping weight? But yeah, for the past 9 months, I've been sitting 215 to 220. Yeah. Just stayed in that range. And man, I love to eat.
No, we know. Oh, we know, honey. Mm-hmm. That brings up a good point that I want to talk about. We haven't even talked about yet. But we started running because of a 1 mile event.
Oh, yeah.
And that was, I think, June 2025.
Yeah, it was like June 7th.
Yes. So June 7th, we ran a mile, and then we did the 4x4 relay.
Yeah, right after it.
Yeah. And that event, like...
That's what started it off.
Something went off. It super went off with you. I came a little bit later. Yeah. But like something triggered, and we were like, oh my God, I love to run. And then we just like started running. I don't know how soon after that event you signed up for something else, but it was pretty soon after.
Yeah, because the track event was crazy. Obviously you invited me out to it, and we just opened Grounded Performance. I want to say like
Oh,
a
that's
month and a
right.
half before.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I was like, all right, this is going to be a great way for me to network within the fitness community if I go out to this. And then we get there. I didn't realize there was going to be like 300 freaking people at this
Same.
event. And I'm
Same.
like, we're going to be running in front of 300 people. Okay. We'll see how this goes. But then, yeah, we started, and I signed up for the 9-minute mile
Yes, you
with
did.
you.
I signed up for the 10.
And then when I started going, this is why I never got into running in the first place, is because I don't know how to pace myself.
Yeah.
Now I do, but back then I thought when you run, you just
Just
run as hard
run.
as you can,
Yeah.
which obviously is not the right way to go about it. But yeah, I ran that mile in 6 minutes and 35 seconds.
Yeah. And how much did you weigh? Did you weigh then? Do you
I
remember?
was probably 225. And so for me to do that after 2 back-to-back ACL reconstructions,
Yep.
and I was very shocked because I ran that same speed when I was 14 years old in high school, and
crazy.
I was 160 pounds.
Yeah.
And so like it just blew my mind that I could do that. But I also, while I was running it, like halfway through, like just the support and everybody on the sidelines just cheering for you, and seeing everybody interact, I was like, the faster I run, the more people are going to talk to me, the better I can network for the gym. So I just kept
So
saying that to
funny.
myself in my head, and I just pushed as hard as I could. I'm so surprised I did not throw up. Everybody was coming up to like shake my hand and like congratulate me and all this stuff. And I'm like, please back up. Like I could not hold it in. But yeah, it was
That's
super awesome. And
crazy.
like, I think for me, that's what really clicked, is just seeing how supportive everybody
Yeah.
is. And like, yeah, we met friends like, Britt, who's, been a member at Grounded Performance now. We met her there, and you ran, the mile with her. Stefan, one of my good friends here in Austin, Texas now, met him randomly there. And now me and him have done plenty of runs and stuff together. And he did the Austin half marathon with me. And,
Oh, cool.
it just showed that like going to these, not only am I going to make myself better, I'm going to, try out new things, but I'm also going to meet really awesome people.
Yeah.
Like, where else am I going to be running? Because Bray's, one of his things that he does is Wednesdays at the
Thursdays.
Yellow Jacket Stadium.
Yeah.
Thursdays. And yeah, like,
Oh yeah, you started going to that.
yeah, there was like a surgeon there. There was all kinds of,
Mhm.
just people I wouldn't normally talk to. So I was like, this is exactly what I want.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to your question about signing up for something. I literally signed up for a half marathon that was, I think, 6 weeks later. And which was just
Insane.
extreme to say the least, because we ran that mile. A week later, I ran like 3.5 or 4 miles. And then my dumbass was just like, hey, Mike, what's a run group that you go to? And he's like, Endorphins, you want to come do it? And I was like, yeah, I'll try it out. And I ran 10 miles this Saturday.
At like an
after.
8.5 pace or something.
Yeah, I was dying. Mike was just casually like trying to talk to me and stuff. And I could not breathe. I could not like tempo myself. I'd speed up, slow down, speed up, slow down.
Yeah.
And then also the Endorphins Run Club, like it was just so cool going to that event, and everybody, just wants to hang out and talk and get to know each other and stuff. And everybody was super inviting. And, when I was telling people it was my first run club, like, it just sparked all these conversations. And of course, if you know Mike Lombard, he's going to be the loudest motherfucker at the event. Yep. Always. And so it was obviously very helpful to have him there and, meet all these cool people. And so that just became that new addiction for me is, I'm going to keep going to these run clubs. And I was going to like 4 or 5 of them a week.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In the beginning, and meeting all kinds of people and stuff. Then I dialed it back and started doing my own training. But yeah, I ran that first half marathon 6 weeks later at
was that
2
the San
hours.
Antonio one?
Yeah, it was in San Antonio. And it was 2 hours and 3 minutes. And I was like, in my head, I was so set on beating 2 hours. But I started off running my first 5 miles at like an 8-minute flat pace.
Come on.
And so I gassed myself super hard. And then by mile 7, I was like, oh God, I don't know if I'm going to finish this. So I had to slow down to like a 10 and a half minute pace. Yep. Still, very close to my goal. But yeah, it was pretty crazy to progress that quick. And then I did an ultra 6 weeks after that.
Yeah. I think you did the San Antonio and the ultra before I was like, okay, this is cool. Yeah. I need to do something else. I even made a video about it because I was just like so shook at the progression that you made, plus you had all the knee surgeries and stuff, and that's a huge, I don't know what the right word to say is, but preventer,
Yeah.
I guess, from people to try things because they're like, I have bad knees.
Yeah.
And it's like, look at this dude. Freaking ran an ultra.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's like one of the things too, is like, even with starting the gym, is I am ridiculed with injuries. I've had a spinal fracture with my L3 and my L4, torn labrums in both shoulders, torn rotator cuffs, torn ACLs in both legs, PCL, meniscus repair, torn ligaments in both hands. Like, it's my whole body. But the thing is as long as you keep working and keep doing the, physical exercise that you need, you can recover from
Yeah.
anything. I mean, I thought I was done after my spinal fracture, and the doctors actually told me that was another big piece. Is they literally told me to stop playing football. They told me not to work out. They told me not to go do squats, not to do deadlift. They're like, you're done. And I was like 16.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
I was just very shocked by it. And then going to physical therapist, you'd go to physical therapist and they're just like reading a paper off to you. And I'm like trying to ask exactly what muscle groups are working, what we're trying to, do with each exercise. And so it really discouraged me for a while. I'm like, I always stayed in the gym because I knew I needed that. But the reason, I wanted to start grounded was because people need a place to go to after physical therapy. Because a lot of people don't realize that physical therapy is just building the basic, the base level of blocks for you.
Yep.
And showing you what you need to do to rehabilitate whatever area. But then you need to go into strength training after. And so I was just like, I really want to bring that, to the public. And then obviously with Taryn, being the business partner and him having a master's degree in strength and rehab, I started doing his workouts. And I mean, my vertical has went up like 15 inches. And don't get me wrong, my vertical is not shit before. So it's not like 15 inches sounded like
15 inches. I mean,
yeah.
What are you? Your 20s, right? How old are you?
I'm 32.
30s. 30s, my bad.
Yeah. Last week I told somebody I was 31. I was like, wait, shit, I'm 32.
Damn, you lied. That's crazy. No, Taryn, his business partner, he did my programming for a while there. And the way that he does his videos, he would like take the time to explain why the front squat was so important. He asked me about like my physical health and where I struggle, and then like about my goals and stuff. And I never really considered any of that. I'm just like, I don't know. I just want to be fit, dude. What does that mean? Make me fit.
Yeah.
But he like made me think about like what I actually want to feel like and look like. And then the videos really explain things really well that I didn't think about before. I just was like, oh, when you squat, you wear this belt because that's what people do. And he was like, the reason you wear the belt is because this, and this. And the reason the front squat's better for you with the bad back and like all these things. And I'm like, I never knew that. I never thought of that. I'm just like, oh, the app says do this movement. So I do the movement and then I move on. But the way that he explains it makes me want to try harder. And I actually PR'd in my front squat because of him. I don't remember what it was, but I sent him a video. But he made me try it. Otherwise, I would just like skip that and like replace it with like some dumbbell shit or something. Because I'm like, I don't want to touch a barbell.
Yeah.
But he made me want to. So thank you, Taryn. You said something. It made me think about something on the marathon, and now I just forgot it.
We were talking about knee injury and how, obviously that prevents people from, continuing on to do what they want.
It's not bringing it back, but the marathon, I wrote it down. I was going to do the quick, the rapid fire because I'm curious what yours would be. So favorite gel, what would you say?
The BPN supplements, I don't know if it's called apple cider, but it literally tastes like applesauce.
The apple cinnamon or something?
Apple cinnamon, there you go.
Okay.
Apple cinnamon.
Apple cider.
I couldn't think of it. But yeah, it literally tastes like applesauce to me. I love it. I throw it down.
That was good.
All the other ones I try, I guess just different flavors, even other brands.
Yeah.
I very rarely like them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, since I tried that one, that's pretty much all I've bought other than my, stuff from the feed that I mix with my drinks.
Yeah. For me, I think I did the wrong BPN the first time. Plus, I had no idea what a gel was. I didn't realize it was like this thick,
kind of
potent, like they don't go easy on like the flavor, like they're strong.
Yeah.
But the goo gels, those were like, I liked it and I started training with it. So then I was like, don't switch. So I just stuck with those ones and those were the best.
Yeah.
Worst mile of the marathon for you?
I think it was it was near the end. We were at like mile like 24 or something,
Mm.
and my right knee started flaring up, and my left calf and hamstring started flaring up, and I literally in my mind was like, I can't show weakness because I gotta show Trina that we're gonna push to the end of this. And so, I didn't say anything about it. I didn't, even, but also I didn't want to think about it. So that's
For
another reason
sure.
I didn't want to talk about
For
it.
sure.
And so I was just like, just keep going and just keep pushing, which, luckily enough, you weren't like full speed at the very end of
Right.
the marathon. So it's not like, we're like crazy pushing ourselves in that way. But man, yeah, around up till about mile 22, I was good. And then I started to feel my knees, and I'm like, yep, I can feel that. Left one was getting stiff. And then mile 24, I was like, oh shit. All right. We need to hurry up and finish this.
Yeah. I was actually worried about that because I was like, you don't normally go at this pace. So now you're spending more contact on the ground.
More
So
time.
then, like more time on the ground. So then I was like, oh my God, I'm breaking Zane. But for me, I think it was mile like 18 when like my knee really just wouldn't bend anymore until I did that freaking hip thing. And then I was like, Zane, I'm not stopping at the hydration stations. I'm just going to drown while I go. So Zane ended up stopping at the stations, grabbing me an electrolyte and a water. And I just like kept moving because once I would stop, it took me like a whole minute to get it back up.
Yeah, at least.
And then if it was like a downhill, I had to like do this like weird because I couldn't bend the knee, dude. And that knee bent on the downhill. I think the downhills were the worst pain that I was in the whole time.
Yeah, they're by far, if you have any knee problems, downhills is always the worst. Like I'd rather go, it sounds weird, but I'd much rather run up a hill than go down a hill.
Yeah.
When my knee starts hurting.
Tell you what, them freaking hills.
Yo, there's so many.
There was way more than I anticipated and way steeper. And I was like, dude, I didn't get nearly close to this in my training.
Yeah, the first 2 miles was literally just
It's
up a
uphill.
hill. And all you can see is just the sea of
Yeah.
people. Like I couldn't believe how many people.
No, when we got to well, first of all, my watch was off.
Yeah.
It was off like almost a half a mile, which was really messing with my brains. Because then
Because
my shit would say like 25, and then like we'd go around the block, and then we hit mile 25, and I'm like, no, you're kidding.
It really messes with you so much.
And then I would forget that like we're not going to 26, we're going to 26.2.
Yeah.
So I'm like, where the hell's the finish line? And then we went around some corner, and the dude was like, just ahead. Remember that?
Yeah.
Or just around the corner.
Yeah, just around the corner.
And then we turned a corner, and there's a fat ass hill, and I was like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
You were like, that guy lied to us.
Yeah, because it was not just around the corner. Like we had like 5 more corners to turn.
That hill was massive.
Yeah.
That hill was, dude. Okay, so after like, I think it was, I don't know, maybe 17, 18. I just have 18 in my head. But there was way less people, way less spectators out there. You're like in like a town, like there's just like houses, and then
you're on the east side.
Random streets with like warehouse buildings or some shit. There's just like nobody there.
Yeah.
So you're just like, this is boring. And then I don't know what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, but then we finally get towards the end, and that fucking last hill was insane.
Yeah, the last one was like,
and
it
people
felt like a 20%
people just kept
grade.
like falling off. Like you just see people falling off, and they're stretching their legs, and they're cramping up, and you're just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I remember thinking like, why don't we just do the half? Oh shit, that's what I was gonna tell you. So I used the Rally app. I don't know if you noticed that.
Mm-mm.
Did you notice that? Did I tell you that?
Oh, the one that people can do the voice
Yeah.
recordings? Yeah. That's
So-
smart because I had people send it to me, but then I'm like trying to search through my text messages.
Yeah, for sure.
to
So I
find
got
them.
nervous about the text being like noisy, so I put my phone on D&D in the exercise mode. I made a mode for it, and I allowed messages because there was that group chat, and I was like, I don't want to miss.
Yeah.
Except it didn't, kind of got annoying because they were like, I'm over at mile 6, I'm over here, and I'm like, fuck, I should have done that because it like mutes the music, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's this Rally app that you can download, and you select your race, and I think it tracks your bib, so it tracks you on the route, and then people can sign up to leave a message on a specific mile, and they can do it in advance. So when I first started, I think 7 miles were filled in.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I bet. So I'll be running, and then like people will be saying stuff. And then it just, every mile it kept popping in. And when we got to mile 14, I think that was like my first, like, man, my knee's really sucking right now. But my brother had put a message in there. Like someone got with my brother and got a message and sent it to me. And he was like, I think you're on mile 14 if we were able to get that number. And he was like, you're probably thinking like, damn, I should have done the half.
That's
It was so funny.
funny.
And I just started laughing, and you were like looking at me like, why are you laughing? But I was like, I can't tell him because I fucking can't breathe. But it was so funny because he said that, and I was like, at that point, I didn't think that. But when we got to like 18, 19, I'm like, I would have been Gucci with the 13 for now.
Yeah.
13 would have begun. But yeah, so that rally app was sick. And then I went to bed at like 8:30 the night before, and Madison was in the closet, and I like sleep with this bonnet on my head,
Yeah.
and it like has this really long cover, so I just put it over my eyes, and then I had my earbuds in, and I was just like sleeping to like sleeping sounds or whatever.
Yeah.
But I knew she wasn't in bed, and I was like, what the fuck is she doing in there?
Yeah.
And so in the rally app, like every so often she's like, hey, it's me, I'm still in the fucking closet. You're sleeping right now, but you're on mile 17 in the future, and you're crushing it right now. She's like, I probably fell off the e-bike like 5 times right now. I probably shit my pants. It's like all this funny stuff. And so like
Yeah.
as I'm running, it's like playing in my head, and I'm like, damn, this was a good idea.
It helps. It helps so much. 'Cause I
Yeah.
remember my ultra. It like truly, truly helped me.
Oh
Even though
yeah.
my mom fucking made me cry when I was running my ultra, and I was just like, of course, I'm like running the ultra with like tears down my face
Mhm.
because my mom left me this like super long message. But like that message was at the point I started listening to it when I was like, oh man, I probably need to drop out of this race.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it just gave me that fire to just keep pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
So
awesome.
I love the whole.
I remember sending you a bunch of messages because I wasn't there in person. So I was like, I was on my longest run, which I think was 15 miles. And then you were doing a whole fucking ultra. So
Yeah.
you were doing double what I was doing. And I remember like, all right, I'm at mile 5. So Zane's probably, I don't know, got 5 miles left or something. I'll send him a mile here, or send him a message here. So then I would like send you messages, and then I was like, "Dude, you're on your last fucking leg. Let's go." And I'm like sending you this message, and then I sent the message, and I was like, "Oh my god, I have 7 miles left," and I was like so depleted because I was like thinking we were done,
Yeah.
but you were done, and I still had so much to go, and I was like, "God damn it, I didn't think about that part."
Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, I mean, any talking and stuff while you're running, especially
Oh yeah,
at a pace. And
yes,
I didn't realize, when I first started running, like it really is, that zone 2 training that gets you to be able to do that.
yeah,
Because everybody would try to talk to me at these run clubs, and I was just like, I, yeah,
Yeah.
like just nothing coming out. And so, yeah, I mean, it takes so much out of you if you start talking.
You know what's so funny about that? When I started running, I was like, I want to start running to join run clubs, and I still haven't joined a run club. I've put run clubs on my calendar like 20 times,
Yeah.
but I've never actually gone. And like the endorphins one, I chickened out because their slowest mile is 10-minute miles.
Yep.
And I haven't consistently done that. But I do think, to your point, I could at least do like a 5, because they have a 5 mile.
They have
one,
a 6 mile and a
6.
10 mile.
And then if I fell back, like,
yeah,
it's
no,
okay.
Yeah, there's people that drop off. That's also something I noticed, especially with the Endorphins Run Club, is there's people that drop off just whenever they feel like dropping off. There's some people that do the whole 10 or do the 6 and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think you could do the 10 at the 10-minute pace.
I think so too, because like the 10:30, 10:45, I was fine, and then knowing that like Mike's going at 180 something beats per minute for 26 miles, I'm like, I could probably push a little bit more. Yeah, so I think I was definitely in my head about it, but I'm like, it's funny that I went all of 2026 wanting to do that, and I never did that. But I did want to do 10 miles before the end of the year, and I did that.
You mean 2025?
What'd I say?
2026.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the run club this year. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, and yeah, we're starting one up at Grounded on Sundays.
I saw that.
We're gonna do it at 10:30 a.m. and it's just like a 3 to 5 mile run.
Okay.
Generally at a slower pace, where I think we're starting just 10 minutes all the way to like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's gonna be really cool and definitely interesting because up in the north of Austin, all the run clubs are down here in the south. Or they're in central Austin.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be cool because we're right next to the domain and obviously there's a lot of runners there and stuff. Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, it's going to be great to not only see like obviously our members go and see them progress, but then, whoever wants to come join.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Saturdays we're doing every other Saturday. We've been kind of messing around with it, but we usually do some type of sprint group, but then we do yoga at 10 a.m. and yoga just anybody can come to. So, you know, yoga after running and being super tight, like it feels so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I would say yoga is underrated. I feel like it's appropriately rated for the people in that realm.
Yeah.
But it's definitely underrated for
it's
majority of the world.
Majorly underrated.
You know?
I mean, if I could fit in the time to do 20 minutes of yoga, literally like, you know, 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah.
It like, there's going to be nothing better for your body when you're a runner or endurance athlete, or even just lifting weights. If you can fit yoga in, that mobility truly matters. Like it matters so much to your growth, you know, and just overall mobility.
Yeah. No,
a lot of people.
I did it all wrong. I would do like a random yoga video on YouTube, and it was like advanced, and I'm like, oh, I can't do this. I can't hold this pose. I don't even know how to get in that position, you know? But then I downloaded, I didn't download, but I went to YouTube and did like 30-day challenges where they had like this beginner YouTube yoga challenge thing for 30 days. So I built like a whole page, a public web page, if you want to use it, of like all these different like yoga programs and breathwork programs and stuff, because I really wanted to like dial in my breathwork. I think I was telling you about that. Like during running, I breathe out of my mouth so quick that I'm like, I want to be able to breathe out of my nose more. And I don't know if it's because one of my nostrils is always stuffy, so I feel like I can't get breath in properly. But I'm like, I want to be able to do breath work a lot better. I started this one, I can't remember the guy's name, but like in the second video, they're like 15 minutes long. He was like, all right, we're going to do the fire breath or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
I forget right now. But you do the fire breath, and he was like, and then we're going to take a deep breath in, and then you're just going to hold it. And he was like, all right, we're going to hold it for 2 minutes. And I know that sounds like a long time. And I was like, dude, there's no fucking way. And I'm like on my couch at 5:30 in the morning, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing. No, I was like just chilling. And I was just like shook, like, dude, I am holding my breath for 2 minutes on episode 2. You're kidding. This is crazy. It was just cool because like in my head, I'm like, dude, I can't even swim down and back in my baby pool without, you know, running out of breath. But it's like all about the training. It's all about learning how to do it properly.
Yeah, like you don't think that you need to learn how to breathe. And
dude, you do.
Especially with running, because like now I do something where it's like a half breath in, a little bit of a breath out, and then a full breath in, and then a full breath out. And that gets me in a cadence, and I've watched my heart rate just drop whenever I do that. So if I ever start struggling and I feel like I'm like being short of breath, also like you were saying, when you're breathing out, I kind of like put my lips like I'm gonna whistle, and that really, really helps slow. Because if you have your mouth open too much, you're going to breathe your whole breath out, and then you're going to be trying to gasp to get that air back in. And
then I go in like panic mode, and then I can't stop thinking about my breath.
Exactly.
And then I'm like watching my heart rate go up, and I'm like, you got to calm down. I'm like, blow it out, start over.
You're making this worse.
Yes. No, exactly. That's what I do. It's terrible. Okay. Next question here, which I don't know that this is going to be very relevant for us, but best playlist song. I'm trying to think of my favorite song. But I feel like there was so much noise and music and things happening that I barely listened to any music. I think I remember like Regulator coming on at one point.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I'm like, I'm not really listening to anything in my ear right now.
Yeah. What was funny is I literally didn't even notice, but I listened to Young Dolph the entire marathon. Like that's all I listened to the entire time was Young Dolph.
Was it like consistently changing, or was it like the same?
Oh yeah, I mean it was basically I just went to like all of his, like, you know, the list of all of his songs on Apple Music.
Okay.
And I listened to a lot of Young Dolph, and you know I absolutely love his music and love the hype and all that. And yeah, I got done, and I'm like, I listened to every single fucking Young Dolph song that there ever was made. And that's
funny.
Yeah, because my first ultra, and this was stupid, I was like, I'm gonna raw dog this. I didn't put headphones in at all. I was like, I just want to go through the mental battle and push myself.
It's crazy.
And oh man, it is such a battle, especially being out there by yourself. Because that first ultra, it was 7.5 miles where you didn't see anybody. And especially towards like the end, I mean, I wouldn't see people for, 45 minutes, an hour, stuff like that. But yeah, the mental part of it, I did not expect it to weigh so heavily on me. But it did. But also, I got what I wanted out of it. I wanted to see that I can push through no
Yeah.
matter what was. And I
You did
had the
it.
cramp. I had the everything with my legs. And yeah, I mean, being able to do it without music, and then my next ultra, I threw David Goggins' book in, and just listened to that the
Oh, that's
whole
a good
time.
idea.
I've listened to Can't Hurt Me probably like 9 times
Damn.
since I've started running.
That's amazing. I have never finished it.
Oh,
I
really?
should do it while I'm running though. That's a good idea. I'll do like podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
And then if I'm feeling like I need something to pump me up, then I'll like switch it to music.
Yeah.
Dude, the amount of time I spent on this playlist for the marathon to not listen is actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like I saw this TikTok. Someone was like, when you do the Austin Marathon, just like piece of advice, don't even play the headphones like the first like 3 miles because the crowd is so crazy.
Yeah.
And so I remember like barely having them in my ears because I was just like, dude, this is wild. And like I think I did turn the music off for a while because it was just like so cool.
Yeah.
Literally so many people there.
I feel like, yeah, I try to listen to music at the beginning, but then there's so many people, there's so many things going on, so many people like going by talking to you and stuff. And I was like, I don't want to miss this. I didn't listen to music until like mile like 12, and I listened to it for like 10 minutes and then shut it off. And then I think mile like 16 or 17, that's when I started listening to music
Yeah.
again. And yeah, just listen to all those.
Yeah, I would have it like on and off after a while because it was just kind of nice to have something in my ear.
Yeah.
I think just because I was used to it. But then I still want to be able to hear you, so I would have like it was like barely in the ear that whatever side you were on.
Yeah.
I had it barely in. There was 30,000 runners and I think 200,000 spectators.
Yeah, there's 32,000.
32,000
which
runners.
is just insane. It's so insane.
I wonder how many of those completed. It was a lot.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I wonder how much, because there was, like you said, there were bodies everywhere. Like
Yeah.
there were people on the ground left and
Oh,
right.
dude, yeah. Some of them videos of people like cramping up.
Yeah, there was.
I think it was like mile 25. Like if I moved my left leg a certain way, like my thigh would like do that like quiver, like
Yeah.
don't do that.
You sure you
So
wanna
I
do
was
that?
like, dude, I can't barely move my left leg now. I'm about to freaking cramp up.
Yeah.
Is there a most dramatic thought that you had during this marathon?
I think, I mean, for me, probably was just when, your knee was locking up going down that hill, because I literally have that image in my head, because no one wants to hear it, but I just kept like, you got this, T, you got this, you
Yeah.
got this. Like, we're going to get through this.
Yeah.
And so like, to me, I'm like, oh no, like I really hope she can push through this. Cause
Yeah.
I knew at mile 18 how I've, felt.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to get out of that
Yeah.
negative space when you're to have an injury currently flaring up.
Yeah.
And so like, that was a piece that really stuck out.
Yeah. That's so funny. I'm right there at that fucking hill. It's going downhill, and I'm like, Zane, I can't get down this fucking hill. And I was like, you would go and I would be following, and then I would just like fall off, and I would instantly just stop, and I'd be like, damn, I stopped again. And, like I didn't even, it just like it happened.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking like, am I going to be able to do this? But I didn't feel like I was going to fail. But
Yeah.
I was like, am I physically going to be able to do 8 more miles?
Yeah.
Whatever the fucking math is. But I never really felt like I'm going to fail. So when we had that little win of the freaking hips, I was like, oh, we in here.
Yeah.
We in here, baby. We finishing. And then I didn't realize our time either. Like, I was like, oh, this is actually not terrible time. Because I just felt like I kept slowing down. But like looking back, I'm like, oh, wow, that was only a 15-minute mile. Like in my head, it felt like 30.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It feels so slow when you get, especially towards the end of the race.
Yeah.
And then you do slow down, but like in your mind, you're like, I feel like I'm running 30-minute miles.
Yeah. Do you have like a favorite part of the whole marathon? I think mine, if I were to pick one, was when we came around that curve for the finish line, and I could see Ledger trying to find me, and they were like, there's mom, and they were like pointing at me, and then he finally, like, I was like looking back like this, and he finally like caught my face, and we like made eye contact like right before I crossed the finish line, and I was like, dude, that was epic. That was like seeing the people, I think, was more epic than actually finishing.
Yeah, it didn't, like, yes, finishing felt great and stuff. Like, well, we both looked at each other and said, fuck.
Fuck.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I had a specific moment that like really shined. I mean, having so many people there to support us. One of the funniest moments, and that we haven't talked about yet, is you thinking that everybody knew your name.
Oh gosh.
And it said it on our bibs. And I was like, Trina, how do you know all these people? And she's like, I don't know who they are. And just hugging random people.
Hugged someone. I thought she knew me. I thought she was like Madison's client or something, and she knew me. And I'm like, oh yeah, my knee hurts. And I like hug some stranger. And then I saw someone like look at my freaking bib, and I looked down and I was like, damn, it says my name on it. Yeah. So I think there was a good 3 people that said my name and have never met me before.
Yeah, I like just the biggest piece is like just having all of our friends and supporters there. Like every time you see them, it is just like a whole nother boost of energy. And
yeah, it's crazy. Even when it's the same people and you just see them again, it was just like knowing that they're there. It's just like when we saw Jay, that's probably like the funniest clip that I have is like Laura's like, Trina, and Jay's like, Trina!
Yeah.
Like so loud, like a little kid at a candy store.
Yeah.
Santa!
Yeah, and that was like 2 miles in.
Yeah, it was like towards the beginning.
Yeah.
So it was like amazing. Like we just come around the corner and he's just right there. Yeah, that was cool. And I feel like we saw them so many times. I'm like, dude, y'all are doing work.
Yeah, they were definitely putting work to it.
Because they were tracking, I don't know how many people, at least 4 or 5 or something.
Yeah, at least.
That's crazy. Yeah, that was the crew of the people I think was probably like the best part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I didn't even see the medal literally until like 2 days ago. Because
when you made the video?
Yeah, Ledger had it the whole time, and then it was in his stroller in the back of my car.
Oh.
So I was like, where is the medal? Like I hadn't even seen it. And then finally the day I'm like, damn, this is nice. Like checking it out.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Such
definitely makes you want to get more.
Yeah. I mean, there's been plenty of times like the ultra I look at and I'm like, oh, that medal looks really dope. Or the half marathon, I didn't like think about doing it in January. I just saw the medal and I was like, I want that.
No, you were like, you should sign up for it. And I'm like, nah, dude. And you're like, but that medal's sick. I'm like, I don't care. But now that I have the one, because we got the ones from like, what did we do? DecaFit?
Yeah.
Which is cool, but it didn't really like melt my heart or anything.
Yeah.
But that marathon one, I'm like, damn, that is.
Yeah, they overdid themselves because like a lot of the other ones I see are nowhere close to what the Austin Marathon.
They had to spend some money on that.
Oh yeah,
effort, energy.
Yeah, which I think I read that it brought in like $70 million.
Yeah,
the Austin Marathon, the entire city economically, not just the
people flying in, hotels,
all over, and there's people from all over the world.
Yeah, there was like all 50 countries were represented here, and I don't know how many countries.
Oh.
Or what did I say? All 50 states?
All 50 states were, and I think there's over 100 countries, which was just insane. Yeah. Like absolutely insane. And yeah, there's people, I remember like being next to some French people. I was next to a Russian couple at one point, and I'm just like, this is so crazy that people travel across the world just to come for the Austin Marathon. And now I want to experience these other marathons like, in Chicago and Boston and all this stuff, because we live in Austin. So everybody, of course, says that Austin Marathon's the best marathon for like vibes and stuff. Right. They do say it's like a very rough course. So I would like to see.
I would love to see
what some of the other courses are. But yeah, I mean, it would be really cool to see like, the San Diego Marathon. Like,
dude, I would love to do a Cali Marathon. Let's do one.
Yeah, we definitely.
I heard San Francisco's sick too because you go over the bridge.
Yeah, I think San Francisco is a little bit of a challenging one if I remember correctly. But yeah, I mean, I would love to do. I mean,
can't
the weather
be worse
out
than
there.
Austin.
Yeah.
Can it?
Yeah,
oh,
I don't know.
Those
hills.
Okay, we should do that. Okay, so aside from the 100-mile ultra at the end of the year, what else is in the works for you?
Yeah, so I'm contemplating. I am signed up for my first Ironman 70.3 here in 5 weeks. The reason I'm contemplating it is just because of, having the flu, having the strain, not properly training, all that. But like, if I go out to that, I'm just doing it to finish.
Yeah.
I don't care how long it takes me. I just want to finish it. And then in May, I'm doing my last race. Of course I say that, and who knows, I'm probably going to sign up for something else. But in my mind, I've told myself that I'm doing my last race, and it's a 100-mile bike ride from Houston to Austin.
Oh, you are doing that?
Yeah, for
Oh,
MS.
cool.
And so I'm doing that with one of my coworkers, Garrett, and maybe a member or two from the gym is going to do it. But I think that would just be a super fun, because it's not like people are going out there to kill themselves
When
and
is
do
this
it for
one?
time. I think, or wait, no, it's April 25th.
Oh, this is coming up.
Yeah, so I have the Ironman March 29th, and then that would be April.
Well,
25th.
and the Cap 10.
Oh yeah,
April 12th, I think.
yeah.
Okay, that's my next one. It's April 12th. I haven't
Yeah.
signed up for it yet, but I will. I don't have anything else. I definitely want to do a half marathon.
Yeah.
Because I think it'd be kind of
They're
fun.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They're
And
a lot of
then next year, are you thinking you do the full again?
Yeah, I'm
For
definitely
Austin?
going to do the full. I'm already signed up for the Houston full marathon, the Austin marathon, and
Oh, the Austin half. We signed up for that one.
the Austin
Next
half,
year.
because it was only like $70 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, because like the end of this year, I want to dedicate like my training from August all the way to December to that 100-mile race.
Right.
Like
We should.
that's gonna and not wing it like I have
Yeah.
everything else. But yeah, I want to do the full Austin. Living here, it's just gonna be an every year thing.
I think so. And
Yeah.
if I don't do the full,
Yeah,
I'll
just
do the half for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But
And-
I feel like I want to do the full just to see what I can do healthy.
Yeah.
And dude, don't ever not do strength training.
You
Frick.
have to have a strength
Like when
training,
they should never say it's optional.
yeah.
Like when
Yeah.
when things like life got busy, I was like, I'm just going to keep doing my 3 runs a week. And that's when it all went downhill. Like I
Yeah.
didn't do my mobility. I didn't make it a commitment. It was if I have time, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then I stopped my strength training and then my legs got weak.
Yeah. I mean, it helps so
Yeah.
much to be able to do strength training while you're
Yeah.
running.
So
And I
this
mean-
is, go ahead.
To me, that's like the only reason I'm able to run like I can
Yeah.
is like if I didn't, work out and I wasn't in the gym for the last 18 years, for one, with all the injuries I have,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to run.
Dude, you were doing like full blown, like you were working out. You were doing doubles a lot. You
Yeah.
probably still do doubles. Do you?
Well, because so right now training is no matter what, I'll hit Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays of in the gym. And my Tuesdays and Thursdays, one is usually not a sprint workout, but interval training to work on my speed. And then one is a longer run. And then Saturday, I do my longest distance run.
Yeah.
Which this Saturday, I'm doing a 40-mile bike ride, which will be the first time I've done a 40-mile bike ride. So we'll see how that goes, because it's with a group of bikers. So
You get to ride your new bike.
yeah, I actually have it in the trunk right now
Let's go.
down here. So yeah, and that's sometimes on the Tuesdays and Thursdays, if I'm feeling up to it, I'll go do our dynamic roots classes at the gym, because they're just such fun workouts.
Yeah.
And they're focused on ligament, joint and tendon health.
Yeah.
Doing bounds, plyometrics, different Olympic lifts, obviously, some mobility in there. So those help out a lot, but it is kind of trying to find that balance, because I don't want to overwork my body and then go right back into being injured.
Oh yeah. No more injuries for us. Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. We got to wrap up.
Yeah.
How can people find you?
Yeah, so on Instagram, Zane Donahue. Also, the gym page is Grounded Performance ATX, and our website is groundedperformanceatx.com. So yeah, if you guys want to come check out, also, I'm working on a mobile application for us. So if you can't make it out to our gym, we hopefully here soon will have a mobile application that you guys can, follow our workout programs, see demos of the workouts, just look at different like knowledge-based articles around sleep health, around nutrition, just all that. And so that's a very, very exciting thing for me for the gym, because I launched our web application, but I'm developing a mobile application for the general public to use. So, if you can't make it to our gym, then you can still do our workout programs.
Sick. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
I want to see that. These guys are like an hour drive from me, so it's like a 3-hour commitment to go
Yeah.
and see you guys. But Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on. This was
Yeah.
freaking great. We're gonna just have to keep doing these because we're gonna keep doing crazy shit,
Yeah.
and then we have to talk about it. So,
Hell yeah.
all right, we're wrapping up. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Don't forget to follow Zane.
Peace.
Follow me if you haven't yet, and we're out.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, y'all.